everyone, this is Sunny, and I have another celebrity crush reading today. I have 4 piles for you guys to choose from. So from left to right, I have pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. So stop the video if you feel like you need more time to contemplate on the cards, feel out the energies, and think about your celebrity crush. And the question for today, if you did not read the title, it's going to be, or if you need that, refreshing, it's going to be, what would your celebrity crush hide from you? So I'm going to make it quick, to the point. So remember, stop the video if you feel like you need more time, and I will start with the first one. So pile 1, what would your celebrity crush hide from you? You have the King of Swords reversed. I think your celebrity crush, sorry, I have allergies and my breathing is weird. So your celebrity crush would probably hide that they are kind of a softie, or at least they intend to show you that they are, but they kind of have their reservations, so they kind of go introverted and they hide it. It's like they cocoon themselves, they put on this, not force field, but like boundaries, or maybe force field too, but they put up boundaries because they are scared to get hurt. There's someone who has to use their words to use as protection, so they use that sword and hold it close to their heart. But I also think they kind of cut themselves in the process with that sword, metaphorically speaking, where they can be hurtful to themselves. They don't talk nicely to themselves, and they're very critical and they demand a lot from their words, from themselves. And seeing as this is a King of Swords reverse, this is someone who has authority, but they don't have good authority over themselves as well, so they kind of hide themselves in that. So I do think that there's someone, if you got to know them, they would try to hide that from you. There's someone who's kind of scared to let you in and share their inner world and share their emotions, or what makes them feel happy. For example, there's someone that is very self-sufficient, but they're kind of not very good. They kind of put up this front where they would hide that. So I do think that they would do their best to kind of hide it, but I don't know if it's going to be successful, because you could be also very good at your intuitive skills and and you possibly could know that there's something that they're hiding, and that's what they're hiding. It's like they hide behind these words. It's like they hide behind these fancy words to kind of put up a front that they're very smart and very good at being in power, if that makes sense. They're not very good with that though, but they try. So that's what they would hide from you. They would hide that they are softy. They would hide their softest parts, their softer words. They would also hide the fact that they're not always in control, and they kind of are very self-critical, pile number 1. So that's how they are, and I hope you enjoyed that. That's a quick message. So next pile number 2. Ouch, my eye. I have the Queen of Wands. I don't know why I wanted to say swords. My eye. Sorry. I got something in my eye. Pile number 2, what would your celebrity crush hide from you? I think they would hide that they are also, maybe you were attracted to pile number 1, but they would kind of hide the fact that they're someone that is very introverted, but they kind of put up this air like, I'm like social, not extroverted. You don't have to be super extroverted, but it's someone that's kind of socially aware, someone who's always socially, not inept, a connoisseur of many topics, where they can kind of mingle with people of different classes and ages, and they kind of relate. You're someone that's not you, but this person. If I'm describing you, you're more than welcome to select a different pile or continue to hear this pile, but this individual celebrity is someone who's smart, dedicated, tunnel vision, but they are not someone that kind of shows that much. It's like they kind of hide it away from people because they don't think they're that confident in their skills. It's like they kind of second guess themselves. It's like a fiery energy, but they don't they don't allow their confidence to be arrogant. I feel like they kind of second guess themselves because they don't want to sound arrogant, and they're like, I don't want to be disliked by people. They kind of don't want to get under people's skin, so they hide that away. That's their true intentions of wanting, their desires, their motivation, destinations. Like, I hide that because I'm protective of it, or they're just kind of doubting themselves. they're that kind of person. So I do think they're kind of more reserved in that sense. And there's someone who kind of needs that motivation, and they're not the strongest person to rely on. Even though this is a queen energy, it's like they could be at their best a queen of wands, but they're not encompassing this energy at its best. You know, they're kind of downplaying themselves, or, you know, hiding. You know, they kind of, I feel like they're a very skittish person, or at least they hide their occult knowledge. I feel like this is someone who has like occult knowledge, who's cunning and smart, but they kind of hide that away because they think they portray that as more negative, or at least they assume so. But again, someone who needs a little bit more fiery energy, and they kind of subdue that because they think maybe they're a female, or maybe because they're feminine and they're male, it's like frowned upon, you know, to be strong-willed, right? If that makes sense. So again, take what resonates, but that's what I have for you, pile number 2. So, you know, it's unfortunate this person feels like that, but I think they could be more than just what they think. But again, how they perceive themselves is very different, right, than what we perceive them. So I hope that helped. Next, I have pile number 3. You guys have the 4 of Wands upright. So this person, what they would hide is that they're someone that's looking for a home, or someone to feel home, or they want to feel like they can go to a place that feels like home, whether it's a person, place, or thing. That sounds like I'm describing a verb, sorry. Or I meant noun, I think. Oh my god, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've been in writing class. And I'm not the smartest person right now because, yeah, I'm not focusing so much right now. But I think maybe that they could possibly not be very stable. Not because they're not stable in personality, but much more so because their lifestyle is not. It's someone that has to be up and about. Like, this person you're thinking about is just, their lifestyle requires them to be on the move, constantly changing, chaos, and just, they thrive in this, and they're great at it, and they excel at it. But it's not something they can see themselves doing long term, because it's not them. It doesn't feel nurturing. It's not nurturing to feel like they are surrounded by people that don't make them feel like home. It's like they need that nurturing environment, that stability, that grounding, and that's what they're looking for, but they won't say that. Or at least if it's not a person, they're looking for a home right now. They're looking for that picket fence, that white picket fence, that family, that dog that makes them feel like, or the cat that makes them feel like, oh, I have someone to nurture and protect. It feels like they want that Cancerian energy, and they want to embody that with the 4 of Wands. Or they can see themselves already being in that place of like, hey, this is the next stage of my life, I'm interested, but they don't want to kind of outright say that too much. Although I feel they do. I think they kind of make it known, but it's not something they kind of vocally say that constantly. It's something that's like, hey, these are my ambitions, I want this, but I don't know how I'm gonna get it, but I'll get it. So that's what I feel for this pile. So that's what they hide from you guys, or from the world at least. They're someone that's looking for this, and they might be looking into what steps they need to take to kind of require them to kind of get here, you know? But yeah, maybe because they might not put up this persona that they're like that, they kind of hide it, but they truly want that though. They truly do. They're very bright, sunny. Maybe they're looking for like a cute home, like in an area where you experience all 4 seasons, you know? So take what resonates, right? So I hope that helped. Pile number 3. Last but not least, I have pile 4. You guys have you guys have is it the 9 of Swords upright? I think so. I think this is the 9 of Swords, right? I have to always count the swords when I mess up. Yeah, I think this is 9. So with this energy, it feels like there's someone who hides their mental health. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know I didn't put it that high. They hide their mental health, to be honest, and I'm so sorry for them, but unfortunately, sometimes that's the case with celebrities. They kind of have to hide their insecurities. And there's someone who's kind of, their mental health is not that great. They kind of hide that away from the people because they want people not to worry. They always want the best for others. So they always consider themselves to be the last person that they consider, rather than, you know, putting up those boundaries between them and people, because that's expected of them, you know. There's someone that probably looks great on the outside, like very happy and jovial, and someone who's very enthusiastic and charming, but at the end of the day, they come home and they are not that great. They put on this mask, so you could see them kind of suffering in silence, and they think they need change. That the way they talk to themselves and the way they maybe feel like others cut them down, or maybe they're getting insecure because others might be too critical of them because of their work. Celebrities get critiqued a lot, they get torn apart, and it's just awful. When it's good, but when it's bad, it's really bad. So I do think that someone that, it's not that they have low self-esteem or anything, but my God, do they go through a lot of heavy stuff, I feel. So I do think they're kind of going through a lot of inner turmoil, and that kind of stresses them out and makes them insecure. They're very anxious, and their mental health is suffering. That's why, and they kind of have trouble sleeping. I think there's someone that maybe cries often at night, and I feel this one's kind of heavier compared to the other piles. The other piles, were a little bit more milder. But I do think this person is trying to make a change, but they're not kind of doing much about it. But they secretly are dealing with that, so that's what they would hide from people. They might hide that from you as well. They would hide that their mental health is very fragile, and that's something they kind of have to upkeep, because that's something only they can do. And if they don't upkeep it, it kind of affects them physically and in all other areas like work life, or how they eat, or how they balance their social life. It's things like that kind of start downpouring. So it's like they kind of have to upkeep that and keep talking about it, and like figure out things with their therapist, figure out things with their friends, with themselves. It's like they really have to focus on this, but they hide it because they're scared that people will not like them should they know how much things really affect them. It's like that judgment is really strong in this, and I feel that many people that are celebrities, and not just them, but many people have that issue. It's like if people knew how much it bothers me, that's something that they might slowly like drift away, or they kind of would push me aside, because it's something that I deal with constantly. But it's just I have trouble sometimes figuring out how to ease the symptoms and pain, right? So that's something that they would hide. Pile number three, wow, maybe you were attracted to that too. But pile number 4, I do think there's someone that hides the scars, those emotional scars, the mental scars from the public eye, because they have a lot of weight on that, because they have to consider that many people use them as an influence. So it's like sensitive topic. It's like hide that away. Sorry. Even I'm getting jumbled, but it eats at them, at their soul. So I'm hoping that this person kind of makes this a reverse, where they can kind of figure out what's really going on that making them sad, and requiring them to change. But fingers crossed they get better. But yeah, this person has a lot of inner turmoil in their mental space. So I hope that helped you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed my content, and I'll see you soon. So bye, everybody.